Now that is what you call a football match, a title deciding football match, worthy of being called a title decider. That is what you call that. Arsenal, thank you for showing up today, because I'm glad it wasn't a ball fest. In the past, a few seasons ago, when you were challenging for the title, then came to City, and City, it was men against boys. I remember it was 4-1 that day, and it was absolutely shocking. And you could tell who deserved to win the title that day. Today, Arsenal actually showed up. Did they play amazing? No, but they showed up. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1. That is the result of what we believe to be the title decider of this Premier League season. And let's start off with the lineups, because we expected City's lineup exactly to be what it was. But Arsenal, we didn't expect Odegaard and Eze to be starting together. But Eze starts on the left. Mascara obviously in for Ben White, because if Ben White started this game, it would have been a long day with Doku on that side. And Capie, you know, on another gets another chance at the Semenyo challenge, because in the cup final, Semenyo had his number. And then pretty much the usual suspects. Otherwise, to be fair, Havertz as well. Havertz in for Gyökeres. But Havertz is a big game player, so I wasn't surprised by that. But listen, I'm just glad that, let's start with Arteta and his tactics, because, he's been playing this haram ball, this defensive football that is super compact, not risk averse. Sorry, not risk loving at all, very risk averse. And you had to think to yourself, how are they going to play today? But I think Arteta knew they had to bring something today. They had to play with more intensity and more intent to attack and get goals. And they did do that. The first half was a good first half. Both teams had some good chances. Havertz had some good chances that he really probably should have put away as well. But it takes the magic man Ryan Shirky, to turn up and turn this game on its head. And Gabriel, we'll talk about Gabriel, because he did not have a good day. And Shirky just dances twinkle toes through the Arsenal players. There was like two, three of them, and he gets a shot off right foot. And that's the thing with Shirky. He's actually both footed as well. You don't know which way he's going. He's so skillful. He's so technical. He's got so much technique. And you can tell when that man plays the game. It really is. That's why this is called the beautiful game of football, because players like Ryan Shirky show us that. And I said that Shirky, Yamal, Due, these type of players, for the next generation, they will make the next generation, for the young people getting into football, watching football, exciting again. I don't doubt that, man. It was just beautiful to see, and what a celebration as well. He knows he's him. Shirky, I just wish you never took shots at Man United, because obviously you tried to come to Old Trafford and tried to do a thing. Well, we came to the Etihad actually. Which way was it? I can't remember. But when we played, you know what I'm saying? But other than that one little thing that I can have a distaste towards Shirky for, Shirky is amazing, man. I love this footballer. I'm so glad that he is in the Premier League. Shirky is just absolutely beautiful. And now we get to Pep's tactics. Because Pep's tactics, and I say that in general because Pep has gone through so many different phases of Pep Guardiola's management, especially in the Premier League. First, it's just the plain tiki-taka, you know, that revolutionized the game. Pep's first tiki-taka style of play. In the Premier League, he adapts it. He now adds two centre backs to play in the fullback positions, and he's more solid, and he adds more power to the tiki-taka. And then now this season, what I'm seeing from Pep Guardiola mid-season to essentially change his way of thinking. This guy, the way he loves to play football is quick passing, get it gone. Don't wait too long. Don't be dilly dallying on the ball. But he's changed that school of thought with Shirky, the signings of Shirky and Semenyo in January, and he's trying to get his midfielders like Rodri and Bernardo to get Shirky, Semenyo, Doku in isolated positions, one on one, and then he's trusting those players to go and beat those men. and now create an overload to create goal scoring opportunities. And this is something that I don't think we used to see from Pep Guardiola to the level I'm seeing it now. I believe, and that's probably why Shirky wasn't in the team in the first half of the season, because he's still, doing the Pep stuff that we know him to do and what we love him for. But it's like halfway through the season, he's like, yo, I need to think of something else to counteract the style of play that Arteta has introduced this season that no one can seem to stop. And what did he do? The game has gone so robotic. He said, yeah, let me get the creators back. Let me get the Mavericks back and let me let them play. Because Shirky, man. Semenyo didn't have a good game to be fair. Hincapié did get his get back in terms of the one-on-one duels today. It was just the final pass, the final shot, the final cross. It wasn't really good from Semenyo today. But listen, he's played an incredible part to Manchester City's season, and for Manchester City to be in this position right now, it was the signings of Semenyo and Guehi that got them here, along with the acceptance of using Shirky and allowing Shirky to express himself. That's what Pep Guardiola's done. He said to Shirky, and I believe I saw an interview where he was saying that, at first he was getting annoyed at Shirky, used to annoy him, but once Shirky's doing what he's doing, he's now told him, yo, go have fun. Because when Shirky's having fun, Man City play well. And that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. Shirky and in that goal that Shirky had, he took Gabriel for an absolute ride. Gabriel didn't know where he was, what he's doing. Shirky seeing his number. And now we have to get to my boy, man. My boy. And this man is, in my opinion, this is me saying this, Manchester United supporter, and I love Luke Shaw, and I think Luke Shaw should be on that plane for his experience, for his consistency this season. But Nico O'Reilly, if this guy is not the first choice left back in the summer at the World Cup for England, I don't know what's going on. That guy is a crazy, crazy baller. At the age of 21, and he only turned 21 recently, he's doing crazy things. This is what you call a big game player. Carabao Cup final, man of the match, brace. Today, he was everywhere, contributing everywhere. Give me the ball. Oh, you're in trouble? Give me the ball. Oh, there's pressure? Give me the ball. Link up play? Give me the ball. Get in dangerous areas? Give me the ball. Nico O'Reilly, for his age, is just he's been absolutely terrific, and he is, if this was NBA, I'm giving Rico O'Reilly the rookie of the season, and it's not even close, in my opinion. He is, wow, wow, wow. Rico O'Reilly, man, what a player. What a player. He's that moment where he got the ball off, I can't remember who it was, whether it was the centre back or Donnarumma, and he gets it on the byline. Two players, I believe it was Havertz and Madueke, and he just the most beautiful footwork to get away from them. He puts it through Madueke's legs, and off he goes. This is Nico O'Reilly, the left back we're talking about. He's a great, great player, and I believe that he will be part of Manchester City's next dynasty. Whatever whatever Manchester City go on to achieve in the next 5 to 10 years, I believe Nico O'Reilly, if he stays there, obviously, will be a big part of that because he is absolutely quality, absolute quality, no doubt about it. And then, listen, what else? What else do we need to speak about? We need to speak about Arsenal actually in the final third because as much as Arsenal, man, they tried, but look at the goal they scored. That's the only goal they're scoring. Donnarumma mistake. It was absolutely shocking from Donnarumma, by the way. Absolutely piss poor. Because how are you being that clumsy? And it was good from Havertz to press him. But like I said this in the pre-match. I said this in the pre-match that Arsenal could get a scummy goal. And it had to take Donnarumma gifting them a goal for them to score. And that just pays testament to the lack of threat in their front four or the lack of output in their front four, because they did show threat today, let me not lie, but the lack of output in their front four, because it's simply not good enough. And especially after today, are they a team worthy of winning the league when you don't beat your ops, when you don't beat the guys that you're competing with? Are you worthy? I don't know, man. I don't know. And when we talk about clutch and big games, we have to talk about Haaland, because that's a guy that gets mass scrutiny, and rightfully so, for not being a big game player. You know, Haaland never turns up in the big games. I'm talking about games where, big things are on the line. There's a real big feel about the game in that respect, that there's so much on the line today, or simply knockout games where if we don't win, we're out. And Haaland, the only game I can remembering him scoring in is a quarter-final Champions League against Bayern Munich in one of the two legs. Other than that, Haaland doesn't really turn up. He's not really about. You don't really see him on the pitch. He doesn't really get many touches of the ball, right? But as soon as we're saying that, me and the guys, we did the live show. We're watching, and we're having a discussion about Haaland. He's not a big game player. What does Haaland do? Turns up. He turns up. And who is he? And you could argue it's a foul because he's got a big handful of Gabriel's shirt, but Gabriel just getting tossed around like a rag doll. And Gabriel and Haaland, this is the type of Premier League rivalry and beef between individuals that I want to see again. So I love to see it. I really, really do, because them two were going at it all game. And now we talk about on the other side, Gabriel, the head to head. And was that a red card? Was that a red card? He's making that motion towards Haaland's head, and just because he didn't kind of like reload the headbutt, if that makes sense, but he still went to headbutt him, or somewhat. What do you guys think? Did he get away with a yellow there? Because they both got a yellow card for that, and Gabriel did more. But for Haaland's goal, Haaland gets on the end of it and he makes it 2-1. And you might argue, yeah, Haaland won Manchester City the Premier League today. You know what I'm saying? Haaland won Man City the Premier League today. If they go on to win the league, they will look to this day. And Haaland turned up. Haaland came clutch today. So we have to remember that moving forward. Now, let's talk about Eze. Ebere Eze. You said when we win. When. That's what you said in the press conference before Sporting Lisbon. When we win. The confidence was nice. It's cool. It's good. But the reason why I, I, I was a bit worried about that is because you haven't been turning up. You've had moments this season, but you've not been playing well. And when you don't play well, we don't know you're on the pitch. And you just rely on moments. And you've had a couple nice big moments. You have this season, but I can remember them all. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. And today, other than the one moment where it was a lovely piece of play, get the ball onto your left, get a yard, and you wrap it with your left foot. It hits the post, so unlucky, and it comes out. Other than that moment, Ebere Eze, where were you today? You weren't on the pitch. I miss the Crystal Palace Eze. I really, really do, because the Crystal Palace Eze used to dictate games. Everything used to run through him. There's no way that I could watch a game and be like, oh, where's Eze? When Crystal Palace were playing. That couldn't happen. When I saw you starting on the left today, I thought to myself, I know he's ineffective from there for Arsenal. So I don't think he's really going to do anything. And like I said, you had that one moment, and other than that, it's been piss poor again. And Eze, it's because I rate you. You're such a crazy footballer. The Crystal Palace Eze, I miss him. I miss the Crystal Palace Eze. Because this Eze that plays for Arsenal, let it all work out. Number 10, And he's living his dream, no doubt, and he deserves his flowers for that in a more personal manner, no doubt about it. But when it comes to the expectations, a Prem proven player, one of the best players in the league, 27 years old, meant to be in your prime, 65 million pounds, number 10 of Arsenal Football Club. Him and Gyökeres, the signings that have been brought in to take Arsenal to win the league this season. There's no waiting time. The same way Semenyo made that move as one of the best players in the league on form. You were actually one of the best players in the league flat. Semenyo was one of the best players in the league on form, and he comes into Manchester City and he delivers that form. Not today, he didn't play well, but in general, the reason why Manchester City are in this position today is because of, you can argue the main player is Semenyo. Semenyo and Shirky, clearly, right? But they made that acquisition in January, and you can see the effect of it. Eze, I'm sorry, man, it's not good enough. You can't be making bold claims like that midweek, and then today you're missing, and then you get hooked. It's actually poor. It is poor, and that's where we talk about Arsenal's creation. And now I can talk about Declan Rice, because Declan Rice tried today. He was trying his best. He was everywhere. But Declan Rice only has a maximum of capabilities without creators around him. Declan Rice can't go win you the game by himself. Yes, Real Madrid, but like I've said before, that was an anomaly. In a big, massive game, you've never seen Declan Rice do anything like that again. Heck, he hasn't even scored a free kick since then. But forget free kicks, it's not even about that. He's not the player that's going to say, give me the ball, I'm going to make something happen. Declan Rice is not that guy. But Declan Rice does what he does best at the top level with creators around him. It's not good enough from Zubimendi today. Yeah, cool, you kept the ball ticking, but that's about it. Eze, it's not good enough. Odegaard today. Odegaard tried, I can't lie. Odegaard was doing, and that's why I always say when people are talking about Arsenal's best centre attacking midfield option, it's Odegaard, and it's, in my opinion, it's not even close. Because Eze, when he plays, if he doesn't have one of his big moments that makes Arsenal fans deluded into think that he's been playing well when he hasn't, if when Eze doesn't have one of those big moments, you don't know he's on the pitch. It's like you're playing with 10 men. When Odegaard's on the pitch, we know that he's playing badly because he gets on the ball and he's trying to make things happen. And whether the last pass or the last this is not good enough, we know that because he's always trying to get on the ball. Eze, it's not good enough. And you can't be making those comments and not back it up. This is the consequence. And you've said you don't care about what people say, but this isn't even about that. This is more just for the Arsenal fans that truly believe that Eze has had somewhat of a good season. It's been absolutely shot. It's not been a good signing at all so far. It's not. And I hope next season that Eze, we can see the Crystal Palace Eze at Arsenal. Because I don't think we're going to see Eze for the rest of the season picking up some form in these last games. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. That's the thing. Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. Here we are again. Here we are again. And my Carabao Cup theory is coming true. I said that once you lose that, the fall off will commence. And it well and truly has commenced. It's poor, man. It's very, very poor. And Arsenal fans will be feeling deflated. It's good that you guys played better today, but it's really poor. One thing I will say is to zoom out. Zoom far out, irrespective of the context of what's happening this season. It's not over yet, Arsenal fans. And this is me taking away the bias hat that I do want you to lose the league. But it's not over. Let's say if City win their game in hand, you're level on points. When has something ever been level on points with games to spare and people are saying the league's done? It's only with you guys because of your mentality. Nobody rates it and you don't rate yourselves. But it's not done. You're level on points. Anything can happen. This is football. So I think it's a good thing that Arsenal actually came out and played some good football today. Actually made today a good football match. And that's what I was glad about as a neutral football fan. I was glad to watch a good football match, and that was because Arsenal turned up and they played positively and they made and created some chances. So that was good from Arsenal today. Was it enough? Was it at a high or top level? I don't think so. But at least it was better than what we've been seeing for the last 5 games. And if Arsenal can take that mentality on to play well like they did today, maybe they can win the rest of their games. And if they do, who's to say they won't win the league? Who's to say City won't drop points? But now we talk about City. Are they going to drop points? Bernardo Silva leaving at the end of the year, Capitano, they're probably going to go and win the league for him now. They're not going to lose sight. They smell blood, and they took a bite today, and they've been taking bites. I don't think City are they're gonna let up now. And I think things like for Bernardo Silva will probably be lifting the Premier League trophy come the end of the season. And that's how he'll bow out of this league. And he's been an absolute legend of this Premier League. Arsenal fans, man, if you bottle this league again, Arsenal fans, if you bottle this league again, I don't want to hear a peep. Just calm down and take it easy. I want to say learn from it, but you never ever do. Ever. And let me say this now. You can still win the league. But if you don't win this league, Arsenal fans, there is a thin line between you winning the league this season and you returning to top 4 scraps next season. I promise you that. Because your front line is not good enough. Your defense is actually not as good as you guys thought it was. And that's a fact. We'll see how that comment, that statement, that point of view matures next season. But as for now, Manchester City take a big stride in the title race, and they are hunting Arsenal down. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.